Is it really a myth that all men love sport? I'm joined now by Mail on Sunday sports journalist Ian Stafford. We're also joined tonight by the former Apprentice contestant Jason Leech. It's great to have you both on the programme, gentlemen. Ian, I bet you're spitting about this story because this is what you do for a living. Can you imagine? 2/3 of men lie about liking football. Well, I thought it was the nation's favourite sport.
No, that's clearly wrong. The poll was with 500 people. I suspect probably 500 people who are part of Jason's croquet club, that's just ridiculous. Let me give you another poll. Okay, the newspaper advertising agency, which is extremely important because they need to know what makes people rock in order to advertise. A recent survey last year, 2,500 people, none of whom members of Jason's croquet club, say that 57% of all men start their newspapers at the back, and another 21% look at the front page and then flip over to the back. That's the obsession with sport by the UK Mail.
Jason, are you a typical UK male, or do you think you've lied about liking sport in the past?
I don't think I've ever lied about liking sport. No, I think I'm quite sort of forward, upfront about
how much you dislike it.
Well, not to dislike it. I mean, I think the.
Do you like football?
Not a great fan of football. No, definitely not. But I do.
And you'd be happy to tell fellow mates, fellow men in the pub that you don't like it?
I think people know that, I think, instantly. I'm a croquet player, and why am I a croquet player? Because I go there for the gin and tonics and the cucumber sandwiches, and I think many football sort of fans do the same thing. They go down to the pub not because they like football necessarily, they don't shout at the screen because they think that the game is the ball moving from one side of the pitch to the other. It's the most thrilling, absolutely amazing thing they've ever seen. It's because they want to be there with their mates, with a beer. It's about the camaraderie of the thing. People support teams because they want to be part of something which is greater than themselves.
Good point, isn't it? You want to be there with your pint and your mates, and if football's on the TV, then
well, you referred to the typical UK Mail. I wouldn't really. I really
would you agree that Jason's got a point that it's all about camaraderie, really, than the sport?
But it's all part of sport. You can't departmentalise sport like that. That is the whole point of sport. So of course it's camaraderie, Jason. But just look at the whenever. Look at the rise of the TV audiences. Look at the rise of live audiences. When I go to a dinner party, I'm always being told, "Can you try not to dominate this?" Because as soon as people know what I do, all the men, all they want to know about is, "Do you know David Beckham? Have you met him?" So my findings are, and I don't live in a sports changing room. I live in the world. My findings are that men, in general, with a few exceptions, are obsessed with sport.
Is it the sport or is it the celebrity? Is it maybe that sort of buzz and razzmatazz?
It's all part of it. It's all part of the package.
Well, I would say that part of the package is also, the fact that people watch, 10 million people watch The Apprentice. Many more perhaps watch X Factor. They watch Strictly Come Dancing. That's sporting in a sense. But they don't watch it because they want to sort of see the best moves. They don't want, fans, Liverpool fans, for example, who stand up in the stadium and say, "Oh my God, look what's happening." I'm not really complaining that Tottenham Hotspur are sort of being beaten 8-0 or something. They don't complain that they're not getting.
You don't like that. Ian, what sports do you not like? Come on, there must be a few you don't like.
I'm not big on horses.
Fair enough. What else?
I like them as an animal, but not as a sport. And croquet. Croquet is not one of my favourites.
It's one of your favourites, Jason, isn't it?
Well,
croquet?
Indeed, the jam donuts.
Maybe
especially.
you could take Ian and teach him a few lessons on croquet, and you might start to like it.
I think
that's the best offer I've had in the last 2 minutes.
Okay. Gentlemen, I have to leave it there, but carry on chatting.
We're going to go down the pub and watch some football.
Yeah, exactly.
For the drinks.
Or maybe some croquet.